Hey guys, welcome to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, which is Community Connection. My name is Susan Ouellette. I am your host here. Super excited to be here on this sunny Tuesday and make part of your life part of mine. So I was just telling Oscar, the producer here, that I went away last week and I was gone for 7 days. I don't even know when the last time was I was gone for 7 days, other than when I went to see my son in the Marines in South Carolina. I hadn't seen him in 3 months. And for those of you that have had a child in the service, you know what it's like, how much we miss our kids, right? In general, we miss our kids, but when you can't talk to them and you have no way to connect with them, it's really hard, right? So he is in San Diego, but he's going to be going to North Carolina next week on the 22nd. So I'm super excited about that. As you know, there's so much stuff going on in the news right now about that passing of Charlie Kirk, which was super sad. I know that we all have different ideas and different thoughts and different opinions about things, but anytime somebody's life is snuffed out for really no reason, it's sad. And this man had kids, so he's a father and he's a husband and he's somebody's son. And I thought about that because I have 3 boys, and Oscar, the producer here, he's got parents, you know what I mean? So he's someone's son. And then I was driving here and I'm sitting at the stoplight and I'm seeing all these homeless people, people that may be an alcoholic or maybe have and struggling with addiction or something, that are like, panhandling outside, and that's somebody's son or daughter or father or brother. Life is hard. When we are going through things that we don't understand, instead of like hiding from those things, what if we just decided to take it for what it is? A moment, a blip, a blob, a bloop, whatever. Instead of like believing that there's no other way out. Yeah. So today is the 16th of September. I'm going to start off, before I start yanking some cards out, reading Jesus Calling. Let's see what he has to say about this. September 16th. I designed you to live in union with me. This union does not negate who you are. It actually makes you more fully yourself. When you try to live independently of me, you experience emptiness and dissatisfaction. You may gain the whole world and yet lose everything that really counts. Find fulfillment through living close to me, yielding to my purpose for you. Though I may lead you along paths that feel alien to you, trust that I know what I am doing. If you follow me wholeheartedly, you will discover facets of yourself that were previously hidden. I know you intimately, far better than you know yourself. In union with me, you are complete. And closest to me, you are transformed more and more into the one I designed you to be. So here on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Community Connection, we are all about, obviously, connection, right? Life, hope, peace. We all have a different show and we all have different ideas and we all have different thoughts, but we don't press them upon each other. So it's the only belief system that exists. Imagine if there was only one belief system in the entire world to exist. Now, that goes back to the whole thing with Jesus God. Because in religion as a whole, God is one person, right? But when you read the Bible, God is not one person. God is Jesus, Holy Spirit, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. That's three people in one. So when people come to Susanity in Sturbridge, my clinic, which is a holistic wellness clinic, that you come and you get to just feel free and be yourself and allow yourself to heal from whatever it is that's causing you to stay so stuck that you have a hard time getting out of bed, that you wake up and you don't want to go to work. You don't want to go out. You don't want to do anything. It helps you heal your inner child in a way that you might never have been able to before. And the only reason I know that is because I was once there. I was once that person that couldn't get out of bed, didn't want to go out. And if I did go out, I was always drinking, smoking weed. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I make mistakes, but I no longer live in my mistakes. And when people come to the clinic, they try not to live in their mistakes either. Yeah, it costs money. I'm not going to lie. But what does it cost for you to go to get a cup of coffee at Starbucks? $7 now? 8, 10, 12? If you add that up, 12 times 7, it's exactly what it costs for you to come and have a Reiki session at my clinic. It's $80. It's an hour. It never lasts an hour. It's always longer. You know, it's $100 for a deep tissue massage. It's $65 for a reading. It's $100 for a reading, depending on if it's an hour or a half an hour. Last week, actually, I went to this amazing retreat in Duxbury, Mass. And it was a treat by The Soul Purpose, who's in Swansea, and Daniel Stone, who wrote this book, Harmonic Resolutions 12. I decided to go because, like you, I was having some doubts about what was next for me in Sturbridge at the clinic. I never don't want to do what I do, but I always want to better myself too, to see if there's something else that I can do, right? So this book and what I did for the week had to do with harmonic resonance, right? And Daniel uses the 12, everything really, the number 12 to find it, to help you find yourself. And the back of his book says, what is harmonic resonance? How can this be found amidst what many feel chaotic and stressful? In this book, the number 12 is explored as a pathway to harmonic resonance within all areas of our daily lives. This is a journey through the meaning of numbers and the medicine wheel. For the more analytical and logical thinkers, the harmonic resolutions contained in the number 12 are shown through the exploration of quantum physics, history, philosophy of science, human biology, geometry, and established color and music theories. For the more intuitively inclined, the 12 is expressed through poetry, art, and the heart oral traditions of Americas, with some new Toltec revelations. Both these approaches of the left and right side of the brain are then applied in practice to 4 different areas of the human experience: work, scientific, investigation, healing, and spiritual growth. I had no idea what to expect with this. I found it because one of my clients has an aunt that came to me that found me on the radio when I did a reading for her in Palmer at the radio station that I had. And her nephew had gone to this group. I didn't know what to expect, like I said, but when I got there, I met some like-minded people who I got to connect with, and they got to connect with me, and we did this fire ceremonies, and we had drums, and we had maracas, and we were just able to not think for a week. What is it like to not think for a week? Interesting. But here's the thing, I mean, we talked, we had dinner, we did stuff like that, but every day we would go and we would have a meeting in a room of 12, and there was 14 of us. And then Daniel would give us the messages that he was hearing, we were receiving, and we would all talk, we would all share. It's called sharing. And then we'd have to be quiet. In the morning, we get up and we did motion, right? So motion. I'm going to take this off real quick. So the flow of your body and emotion is something I don't think we really understand at times, right? So it's when you move your body like this, right? But you're feeling all of the movements, from your hands moving to your wrists moving to your hips moving to your head moving to your pineal gland, like your feet grounded to the earth, right? That's what we did every single morning to reconnect, to reestablish the connection to our soul. Walking your soul home is what the retreat's called. And the owner of Soul Purpose, Jessica, and Daniel, who wrote the book, they're very connected. And they do this, I think, I don't know how many times a year they've done it, but he also has these amazing things at Mexico. And he's well known. He's nationwide, worldwide. He's an artist. He's just an amazing, amazing person. And he never pushed things on people, but because he wanted you to find your own way, right? But he definitely gave you nudges. I give nudges at the clinic. I give nudges when I'm out. It's like there's so many times where I know that I have to feel the feels when I'm around people, because there might be a message for me. I am 100% somebody who connects to the divine. People call it a psychic medium. I call myself a spiritual intuitive reader. I'm, messages from the other side, messages from inside, messages from there. They come, and they've been coming to me for years since I was a kid. If that's you and you're here right now, there was 100% is a reason why you're watching. And if you have a question, or there's something that you're concerned about, or something that doesn't resonate with you, or you want me to pull a couple of cards for you, please call in. The number is 508 304 1152. 508 304 1152. Our lines are open for you to call in. I want you to call in. I want to give you healing and help with whatever it is that you're going through. There's no question that doesn't deserve an answer. None. So we're going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to come back and pull some cards. I'm going to read a little bit of my book, possibly too. I'm not sure yet. But if you're feeling drawn to this station, or you think there's someone that might need a message, please remember that number and send it out. We're on Facebook Live, and we're here live on the air in beautiful Worcester, 97.9 FM, Worcester Community Connection. My name is Susanity Life, the owner of Susanity Life in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. And we will be right back.
Unity Radio. It's the hangout talk, just kicking around. We discovered a love that had never been found. Worcester, we got you.
At KivaCenters.org, we believe every story matters and healing starts with being heard. The Kiva Centers are here to explore the paths of mental health, recovery, and wholeness with you. Visit kivacenters.org, a statewide leader in peer-led support and recovery services, from Worcester to Western Mass. More information is available at kivacenters.org. Kiva is lighting the way forward.
What's up, Worcester? It's your girl, Desiree G, with your Unity in the Community on Unity Radio, WUTY 97.9 FM. Thursday, September 18th, Deluxe Medical Health and Wellness presents Empower Her, Women's Wellness event, starting at 5 p.m. at 376 West Boylston Street. Friday, September 19th, hit the Farmers Market at Beaver Brook, presented by Regional Environmental Council, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Saturday, September 20th, check out Dino Day at Wachusett Mountains 34th Annual Kids Fest, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Fun for the whole family. And that's your Unity in the Community. For more activities and events, tune in to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, streaming at WUTY.org.
Support for Unity Radio 97.9 FM is provided by United Way of Central Mass, aiming to improve the community and break the cycle of poverty, and the Woosocks Foundation, seeking to make dreams come true for families in areas of education, social justice, recreation, and conquering cancer. Unity Radio, Worcester's community connection.
This is Unity Radio 97.9 Worcester.
Well, welcome back, guys, to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. Again, my name is Susanity Life. I am the host here at the Susanity Life show and the owner of Susanity Holistic Health and Wellness in Sturbridge, Massachusetts, where wellness meets peace of mind. Think about that, where wellness meets peace of mind. So basically, that would be your human body finding a way to connect with your human soul. Pretty simple. Not really, but yeah. I'm also an author of 5 books that are available on Amazon, or you can purchase them through me. The first book is Everything's Going to Be Fine, and that one has to do with trauma. The second one is You Don't Need Them Anymore, and that one has to do with toxic people that for some reason we continually put in our lives and we don't know why we do it. The third one is You're Exactly Who You Were Meant to Be. The fourth one is You Are My Hero. And the fifth one is I Believe in You. I wrote these books in 2019 during a pandemic and in school full time, raising 3 kids. I don't know how I did it still. Every day I look at them and I go, wow, this is crazy. I'm an author, a published author on Amazon. And the truth is, if I didn't write these books with Abby Hagyard from during school, 1, I don't think I ever would have finished school. And 2, I never would have been able to heal from the inner child wounds that I had, which really much cultivated my entire livelihood, from friendships to relationships to everything. Maybe that's you. If that's you and you're being drawn to this station again, there's a reason. So we're going to start with my Oracle deck. My favorite Oracle deck in the world, which was it was one of the first decks I got, is called the Quantum Oracle. It looks like this. I'm holding up a picture for you guys. And for some reason, other than the Archangel Michael cards, which were the first cards I bought, for cards it sells. This was the first Oracle deck that resonated with me. I don't know why. But I was just telling Oscar that during the harmonic resolutions 12, the 12 consciousness levels of reconnecting to walking the path of your soul, every day was different. Every day felt good and different and amazing and life changing. But it wasn't until I left that I felt a tug, right? When I was walking to the car, the rocks felt different. The sun felt different. The birds sounded different. And then the weird new thing was I got in my car and I started it and the car was like shaking like that. I'm like, what the heck's the matter with my car now? There's something wrong with my car. I have no idea. I still don't know what's wrong with it. I have to find out. But it seems to be okay now. So I don't know. And Daniel said that. Daniel Stone, the author of that book, said that. He said, you're going to see that there's going to be things happening all the time. Right. And I didn't put the radio on. I literally just sat in silence because that's what we did a lot of. We had to sit in silence a lot. And the reason you sit in silence is because when you're quiet and you're sitting in silence, that's when you receive the messages that you search so much for inside. Right? It's like when you get in the car and you're going for a ride and you're thinking about someone and all of a sudden the phone rings and it's them. When you get in the car and you're driving someplace and you decide to put the radio on and a song comes on that you needed to hear. Not wanted to hear, but needed to hear. Maybe one you wanted to hear too. Look, a bunch of just cards just fell out. I don't really know. All right, so let's see. So we got decrease, courage, creative endeavor, travel, consciousness of lack. So somebody is in, what's that song? State of mind, in not a great state of mind. Was that? This is a song by somebody that something state of mind. Is it Robert Plant? Oscar's gonna look it up on the computer because I'm like something state of mind. Why do I think it's Robert Plant? So the messages that I receive are always different. It could be a song. It could be a photo. It could be a color. It could be anything. And I'm going to give you a quick story about how I realized even more and more how spiritually connected to the divine, to God that I was, right? You guys are going to laugh when I tell you the story, but that's okay. I don't care. I need to tell it. So after my accident, I bought my house in 2017. I had just experienced a situation with someone that was broken, very broken, who I realized was a narcissist. It was my first experience with a narcissist that I understood. Because narcissist is a diagnosis now, but it's also, it's sad because a narcissist is someone that hasn't done the work to heal themselves. And that's okay. That's up to them. They don't have to. They can live in their fear and their cautiousness and their anger, in their sadness, in their ego, whatever, right? So anyway, so I'm sitting at the stove and my dog comes running up to me and I'm cooking a omelet. And she looks up at me and she says, she didn't say anything. She's a dog, right? She says, listen to me. She says, well, I think she talks to me. I think they talk to us anyways. But anyway, so I'm looking at her and I heard a voice in my head and it said, Susan, what if you were Lucy? I'm like, this is crazy. Where is this voice coming from? Like, I had no idea. And I ignored it. Because how many times do you ignore those voices in your head? And I heard again, Susan, what if you were Lucy? I'm like, all right, I'll bite. What if I was Lucy? How would you want to be treated? Now, this is my dog little tiny Shih Tzu terrier. And I heard, if you were Lucy, how would you want to be treated? And I was like, well, if I was Lucy, I would want to be pet. I would want to be hugged. I want to be loved. I wouldn't want to be yelled at. I wouldn't want to be hit. And I would want a piece of that ham that's in that frying pan right now. And then I heard, exactly, what if you were Lucy? So I gave her a little piece of ham. And then it got a little crazier. And this is where I think you guys are going to be like, this girl is crazy, because I thought I was crazy too. But it goes back to the fact that we're all energetic beings living a human life, trying to figure out what we have to do to survive. And that's what that class was about. And that's what my books are about. It's about the ways that we find ways to survive. Right? So then I've got the spatula in my hand. And I'm like, and I'm cooking. And I heard, Susan, what if you're a spatula? Now that sounds crazy, doesn't it? But that's exactly what I heard. And I said, okay, this is crazy now. My kids are going to think I'm nuts. I'm going to come downstairs. I'm going to be talking to myself about a spatula. I mean, come on, So I was like, I waited, and then I heard again, Susan, what if you were a spatula? And it brought me back to when I had my accident, because the voices I heard was the same. When I was dancing with my dad in heaven, which I believe was heaven, I heard, it's not your time, but it is your choice. No, time to go. It's not your time, but it is your choice. Then the kids, and then the whole thing. And then I heard, but if you go back, it won't be easy. So it was the same thing, but I heard, what if you were a spatula? And I was like, okay, what if I was a spatula? I mean, that sounds insanely crazy, right? But aren't we all just a grain of sand? Think about that for a minute. Aren't we all just energy? Don't we all have the same bones, the same muscles, the same inner core of our body, physical, mental, and emotionally most times, right? We all go through similar thing. Anyway, so I said, all right, fine. What if I was a spatula? How would you want to be treated? I'm like, well, I would, if I was a spatula, I guess I wouldn't want to be burnt. I wouldn't want to be slapped or thrown on the floor. I wouldn't want to be drowned because it goes in the water. I mean, all these things came to my head, and I'm like, and I heard, right, what if you were a spatula? And it was at that point that I found Dolores Cannon. And if you guys aren't familiar with Dolores Cannon, man, you got to look her up, dude. She's unbelievable. She talks about quantum healing and quantum and the Akashic records. And she talks about all these amazing things to bring you back to the fact that we are all energetic systems, which again goes back to the harmonic resolutions 12 with where to do Reiki, how I do polarity, the grounding stuff I talk about, the cards that I read, different things like that. Like, we're all energy and we're all spiritual beings living a human existence trying to figure out what to do. But what if everything was already given to us and we just can't see it? So when I was walking on the rocks, the stones, the little stones, I felt the stones were different. When I went to Hartwell Institute with Sandy, who I'm going to have on the radio soon, and she was one of the admins there, and the woman that owned the program, and I learned about cultural bias, and she made us look at a raisin, touch a raisin, and all this stuff. I'll talk about that in a minute, but because I haven't done my cards yet. But it goes back to what I just said. So we're going to take another quick break. This is Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. And my name is Susan Ouellette, the host here at the Susanity Life show. If you want to call in, the number is 508-304-1152. We would love to hear from you, and we will be right back.
Mr. Telephone Man, there's something wrong with my line. What's up, Worcester? I'm Angela Gray, and you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection. When I dial my baby's number, I get a click every time.
Hello, my name is Diane Langford James, and I am a proud member of a community initiative, and it is celebrating pillars in our community. With great pride and deep gratitude, we are honored to launch a heartfelt tribute to two exceptional leaders, CEO Debbie Hall of the YWCA and President and CEO David Connell of the YMCA, both of Central Massachusetts. This is a Black Excellence celebration because their unwavering dedication, visionary leadership, and tireless commitment have profoundly impacted our community. So join us on October the 3rd from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the AC Hotel downtown Worcester as we come together to celebrate and honor their extraordinary contributions. Let's show them our deepest appreciation and demonstrate our coming together as a community and surround them with the recognition they deserve. We are honoring the legacy and celebrating the excellence. You can find flyers for tickets at the YMCA and the YWCA in Worcester, and also on Eventbrite honoring Black excellence. Again, join us on October the 3rd, 2025 from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the AC Hotel in Worcester downtown. Looking forward to seeing you all there.
You're listening to Unity 97.9 FM WUTY. Let's talk, Worcester.
So that was quite a way to end the first two segments, right? What if you were a spatula? My girlfriend, Amy, she's going to watch this, hopefully, and she's going to laugh her butt off because I literally called her and I was like, Amy, you won't believe what just happened, because I didn't understand it either. But the more that I tap into that part of my soul, and the more that I did that this weekend, the more I was like, wow, you know what? Is 100% right. Because I met some amazing people. We connected in ways that I can't even tell you. And it happens at the clinic. It happened this morning with my client and stuff like that too. But yeah, it's just, I think that the words that we hear, sometimes we really have to hear and listen to, because you never know what is going to be told to you if you really listen, right? Anyway, so back to the cards. So we got decreased courage, creative endeavor, and conscious of lack and travel. So the decreased card is hands in the water, which is really cool. But it's also with the courage card. So one is a cycle, which means it's a cycle change, right? And one is energy, which is courage. And if you look at the two cards, one of the cards I'm holding up is the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. And the other one is a beach, which is funny how I was just talking about, like, yeah, it's the water coming out of the sand. It's not even the ocean. Like, so the water's coming out of the sand. It's a confusion card, right? So somebody is going through a little bit of a confusion, and I have a very strange feeling, because the next card that popped out is a creative endeavor, that it's because there's something going to be changing in one of our viewers, listeners' life, that they need to have some courage for. Because even though the courage was wasn't the courage the lion? Yeah. So I don't know why the Tin Man is showing up in the courage. Maybe, I don't know why. That's kind of strange. But anyway, so I feel like this has to do with somebody's creative side, or something to that effect. The next card is consciousness, and that is consciousness of lack. And in this card, this person is holding up a heart-shaped rock, and there's a looks like a TV in the rock or something, and all this beautiful picture. I'll hold this one up too. and it's after the creative endeavor. And then the next one is travel. So either somebody, this could have a couple things. This might be someone that's actually going to be going away to school or thinking about going away to school, or this could be someone that's deciding if they want to make a transition to another state, or that they have an opportunity to maybe go to another job in another state. Um, whether it's Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, I'm actually here in Oklahoma, Ohio, Idaho just came out, Kansas, a bunch of different places. And maybe this is also somebody's spiritual journey that they're thinking of, right? So I'm going to use some cards that I use sometimes. These are my cards, actually. These are the cards that I created, and see like what comes up with these, because maybe there's another message in here, right? So guys, these cards are it's just a tool that I use. It doesn't negate who I am as a human being. It's just something that I use, like a doctor uses a stethoscope, like what else? Like a teacher uses a chalkboard. All these things, right? That's really all this is about. It's nothing else other than that. They're just a tool. How many tools do you have in your book bag? How many hats do you wear? I go to church, to this awesome church in Sutton, and I love it. But they have their own ideas about things, and, certain things that people decide to put in their life that may possibly be not of God's clarity. Let's just say that it belongs to someplace else. I don't believe that in my heart. I believe that God gave us things to create, and it goes back to the whole thing with the spatula. Like, if I was a spatula, well, what if I was a playing card? What if I was a pen? What if I was a pin cushion? What if I was so okay. The first card that just popped up is I'm sorry I hurt you. The second one is I love you so much sometimes it hurts. The third one is, yes, angels can all be around. You just have to ask. So the angels are telling you that they want you to start asking questions. And then Venus is the planet, and Aquarius is one of the signs that's coming up as well. And then you got closer to me than anyone else. And I know my words hurt you. I didn't mean it. I was afraid. And then the universe is telling you to let go of the chains, whatever they are. So back to these cards. So somebody is going through an awakening for sure. We all are, but this is a very big awakening. And I feel like you're trying to make a decision about either moving, and it could be physically moving, or just moving inside, or moving out of relationship, or making a big change in your life. And again, it's going to go back to the thing that I just talked about with the narcissism. Let go of your chains. Let go of the chains, right? So these cards I'm going to do next they're called the karma cards. And one of the girls on YouTube that does these readings, she used these cards, and I bought them when I saw them because I thought they were the coolest cards ever. So I'm going to pull a couple cards. So they're houses, planets, and signs. And let's just see how the universe comes up, because what did we say? We said Venus, and we also said Aquarius, right? So right now I'm just kind of shuffling the cards to pull out some cards, and I'm getting a bunch of cards thrown at me. Hope everybody's doing good. I hope everyone's taking some time to breathe and ground yourself. And what grounding means is that you reconnect yourself to Mother Earth, to Gaia. You can do that in many ways. Only one fell out. You can do it as grounding yourself with the grass. You can hug a tree. You can take a shower and really feel the water. Go to the ocean. There's so many things. So the first, okay, there we go. So 3 cards just fell out. Let's see what these are. So we got Scorpio. So if anyone's a Scorpio, this very might be for you. And it says purification to resurrect the secrets of and resulting from the power of in Scorpio. So Yeah. I think there's somebody that's trying to get out of a relationship or um out of a job that they're not really happy with because they have trust issues at the job. And then the next one that came up is in the seventh house, and that one is balance, corporation, and your partner or partners. Yeah, so you're trying to make a change in a relationship. And then the last one is the third house, and that one's your ideas, short term thinking, and trips, who or what is around you. So, wow, that's crazy how that happened. Like, I was just talking about certain things, and then they all just popped up in the cards. See? So the universe, God, spirit, they all talk to us. The angels all talk to us. It's just that we don't sometimes hear it because we don't really listen. So if you get anything out of this today and you're watching this or you're going to share it with anybody, find some time today to listen, to be quiet and sit still and just sit in the silence and listen. At night when you go to sleep, if you're waking up in the middle of the night, there's probably a message for you. No matter what your childhood was like, it is never too late to heal. Say that again. No matter what your childhood was like, it is never too late to heal. The healing starts with you. The healing starts with you deciding to be healed. Is that going to be a struggle? Probably. Probably. We have like this time of being here as a human being. And everybody has a contract, and that's kind of what Dolores Cannon talks about. It is actually what she talks about, that we all have a contract. It's not probably a written contract, I would assume, but who knows? Maybe it is. That we have to fulfill. Now, if this is your first or second or third time, the contract is probably pretty deep if you're still here. And if you're a new soul, it may not be. But the chances of you having to learn lessons, no matter what the journey is whether it's new soul, old soul, it's pretty big. I go to church at Life Song in Sutton because I love it, the music. And Pastor David, who is the pastor there, he talked about this whole thing with Charlie, and how devastating it was for everyone. And if you haven't noticed, like if you look at YouTube and you look at Facebook and you look at all these social media channels, everybody is coming to something. They're not burning buildings. They're not letting things on fire. They're not breaking in anything. They're not killing anyone. They're praying. They're praying. So if prayer is the one thing that can keep you healed and help you listen, maybe prayer is the way you're supposed to go. So we are going into our last segment. Someone still has time to call in if they want. Again, my name is Susan Ouellette. I am the host here at Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection, and the owner of Susanity in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. My website is susanitylife.com. I do readings, massage, Reiki. I'm a teacher, actually, and I do polarity and a bunch of other things. So you can look at my website. It tells you who I am and what I do. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Unity Radio. Worcester, we've got you.
Hi, I'm Siobhan Myers, your host on Talking Wellness, presented by the Kiva Centers on Unity Radio 97.9 FM. As a licensed mental health professional and leader in the field, I believe every story matters and healing starts with being heard. Whether you're navigating life's challenges or lifting others through theirs, I'm here to explore the paths of mental health, recovery, and wholeness. Tune into Talking Wellness on Unity Radio 97.9 FM every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for honest conversation and inspiration. This program is sponsored by the Kiva Centers, a statewide leader in peer-led support and recovery services. From Worcester to Western Mass, Kiva is lighting the way forward. Talking Wellness, every voice, every journey. Speak up, be heard, and of course, be well.
Worcester, September is Recovery Month. Celebrate with us as Lights Multitainment presents Skate Night Worcester. Roll with Recovery. Family fun with guests, Recovery Collaboration Project, Everyday Miracles, SOS Worcester, Miracle Mamas Recovery Incorporated, and GAP Recovery Incorporated. Friday, September 26th on the Worcester Common Oval from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Roll through and show your love for Woo.
Activa la radio y Unity Radio 97.9 FM te invitan a escuchar el bloque latino todos los sábados de 7 de la mañana hasta la 1 de la tarde por los 97.9 FM en la ciudad de Worcester.
What's up, Central Mass? This is Angelo Gray, and we want to thank you for all your support. And you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Welcome back, everybody, to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. Again, my name is Susan T. Ouellette. I am the host here at the Susanity Life show and grateful beyond measure to be part of this for 4.5 years. Can you imagine? It's crazy. I'm also an author of the 5 books that I've read that I told you guys about, and I own a clinic. So if you're interested, just look me up. All right, let's see. So we are going to, oh, here they are. We're going to pull a different deck. Let's pull some spirit animals, huh? Let's pull some animal cards. That'll be fun. I brought a bunch of different decks, but these are really big. I don't even know if I'll be able to shuffle these darn things. Sometimes shuffling is so hard. Let's just shuffle a couple and we'll pull a few. So I don't know, what's your spirit animal? So I found out when I was away at this retreat that my spirit animal is a lion roar. So Oscar's girlfriend, she is going to training and school type training to become a zookeeper. And one of her animals is a lion roar. So, anyway, I think lions are very interesting. I don't know if I'd want to be in a cage with one like her, but I definitely think it's one of my spirit animals. I think crickets are too, actually. Is that crazy? Because all I hear is crickets constantly. Crickets, 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 crickets. So I don't know who your spirit animal is. Let's just check it out and see. All right, so we're going to cut the deck in 3s and then put it back together. And let's pull the first one. Oh, a giraffe. A giraffe is a visionary. Didn't I pull cards a second ago? That was a creative endeavor. Let's see if I can find those cards that I already put away. Yeah, creative endeavor. And now we got the giraffe. So if a giraffe resonates with you and you're on a journey of artistry or poetry or writing or a violin or music, and it says, rise above earthly matters, glide through life with grace. You are able to see the right path. Stand tall in your self worth and love with a big heart. So we got a beautiful giraffe, and I'm holding up the card so you can see it's so pretty. And the next one is a hawk, which doesn't surprise me because hawks are everywhere all the time. And it says, Spirit is sending you a message. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. So here we go. Do you see? Now, honestly, ask Oscar. Did I not shuffle the cards, Oscar? Did you see me pick any out? No. But every card that I pulled out was what? Decrease, courage, consciousness of lack, and travel. And then we got focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. Your future is bright. Let yourself ascend to new heights. Isn't that what travel and a creative endeavor and having courage, don't those all go hand in hand? Did I ask for these cards? Did I say, oh, please give me these cards? No. So I'm here for a reason, and you're listening for a reason. So if you're listening, you need to probably call in and have a session, or call in and have a card read. Not today now because it's too late, but. And the last one, if resonates with you. So far we have a hawk and we have a giraffe. And the last one is a penguin. And it says authentic. And wow, it says, reach out to your tribe in times of need. Family gives you strength when you face the storm. Love your uniqueness. You are full of surprises. Break free from others' expectations. Just be yourself. Now, I've been talking this entire time. I've been pulling cards. I read I told you about the 3 books that I wrote, obviously the 5 books, the harmonic resolutions. I pulled out the cards from the deck that I make myself, and I'm pulling out the spiritual animal cards because I was drawn to them. And the last card that we have to end the show is reach out to your tribe in time of need. Family gives you strength when you face the storm. Love your uniqueness. You are full of surprises. Break free from others' expectations and just be yourself. And with 1 minute left, I want you to listen to what I just said in that card, because what's going on in this world is catastrophically, horrifically awful. We need to come together as human beings and understand that life is not about that. Your skin color, your gender, your career choice, your opinion on religion or food or spirituality or anything other, any of those other things, none of it really matters, because you're supposed to be unique. You're supposed to break free from expectations, and you're supposed to just be yourself. So this week, don't look at social media. Allow yourself to listen to the messages and see what's coming for you. And if you feel drawn to me, call me. My number is 508-353-2309. My website is susanitylife.com. Let's get you scheduled. Come in for an appointment. And if you want to be a guest on the radio show for some free advertisement, that's another way to connect. We love you guys so much here at Unity Radio. And we're so grateful that you watch and view, and the followers and the people that go to all the events that we help and host and are a part of. So today, take time for you again and know that you are loved more than you know. That my name is Susan T. Ouellette. I am the host here at the Susanity Life Show on Unity Radio 97.9 FM with Community Connection, and the owner of Susanity in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. And my website is susanitylife.com. SuSanityLife.com. I love you guys and have a great day. Take care.